Hi, friends. It's Queen Alita. I'm back today with a prophetic message from the Lord. It's based on a dream that I have touched on a few videos ago. The Lord was speaking to me more about it this morning. So I want to welcome you all back to the channel. And if this is your first time clicking on this channel, you're most welcome. There's a quick disclaimer that I do share, so please stick around for that. But for those of you who've heard this disclaimer many times, and don't need to hear it again, please use the time markers, which I hopefully will remember to put in. The time markers are in the description below the video. I think I forgot to do it in my last video, which I'm truly sorry about. As most of you know, I've had issues with my Wi-Fi, so until all of that is sorted, I can't do videos because the files are larger, and with the temporary backup connection that I have, it just does not, it can't handle the larger files. So please pray for me, and thank you for everybody who's been praying. All right, so the disclaimer for those of you who are new: it's important to note that not every prophetic message I share on this channel is meant for you. Please make sure you take it back to the Lord. He will give you confirmation. It's really all about that relationship with Him. So just because you clicked on the video doesn't mean it's a sign that this is definitely your message. You have to be in tune and in line with the will of the Father for your life at all times. And today's message actually really ties into that, by the way. But I know that for some of you, this is going to be a confirming word, because the Lord has already been speaking to you about this. But of course, if you have any questions, please take them back to Him and He will help you, okay? So this is based on a dream that I have already shared, like I said. And the message that I shared was titled, oh my goodness, it's slipping my mind, something to do with your new season looking mighty fine. Okay, so I had shared a dream in that message, so if you have not seen it, please go back to that video. You can just go to my page here on YouTube and click on videos, and you'll find the one that's titled Prophetic Message. Your new season is looking mighty fine. So this morning, the Lord was speaking to me about that dream again. And He did take me back. Like when I opened the Bible, He led me straight to Ecclesiastes 3, which was the scripture that He had given me for that video. But He then started to go into the seasons, how many of you have been through some things. You've come into, or you're coming out of a really intense season. And the Lord started to open my eyes and my mind to how we should not be fighting the seasons, if I can put it that way. So for example, He showed me, when winter comes, do we throw tantrums and wonder why on earth winter is here, and plead to God to make it summer again? Not really. We actually accept the fact that it is winter time, and we adapt accordingly. We adapt to the weather. We adapt to the time changes. We adapt to to everything that comes with winter. So He wanted me to come share with you today that whenever you go through whatever season you're going through in your life, look at it that way. Try and adapt and see, how am I supposed to get through this? What is the lesson here? What is going to get me through this season in the most comfortable way, with the most amount of joy and most amount of ease? Because even in the summer can get super hot, and we need air conditioners, we need fans, we need to jump into the pool. There are things that we can do to make it more comfortable, to make it easier. Obviously, some seasons are more enjoyable than others. So with each season, we adapt, we look for ways to make everything comfortable and easy. And the Lord was ministering to me about spiritual seasons. So some of you being in a wilderness season, coming out of a wilderness season, coming into a new season, right? The Lord wants you to come into this new season, which is going to be a joyful one for whoever this message is for, with the idea of, adapting to what the season comes with, what will make it comfortable, because every season has its issues and every seasons have their joys, their ups and their downs. Of course, winter is a very difficult season compared to summer, but some places are really hot, so some summers are really not enjoyable. But the point is, springtime, summertime is a time of life. It's a time of activity. It's a time of people going on holiday and doing all sorts of fun stuff. And that's what you're coming into. You're coming into that time of joy and new life and flowers blossoming. And, I'm talking from a spiritual sense right now. And so the Lord just said, roll with the season. You can't change whatever the season is if you want to change it, right? And that there's a time and opportunity for everything, but all must happen in its given time. This is the crux of the message, that there is a time and opportunity for everything, but all in its given time. There are things that you can do in the summer that you cannot do in the winter. There are things that you can do in the winter that you cannot do in the summer. So everything has its time and opportunity, and with that comes an ending to those seasons. Every season comes to an end. So no matter what you are facing right now, it's going to come to an end and you're going to come into a different season. So the part of scripture that the Lord wanted me to read to you today is Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11, which says, "Yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. He has planted eternity in the human heart, but even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end." And this is so true of the seasons that we face in life. We cannot always see the full scope of God's work because the seasons are small components of the larger plan, the larger work of God in your life. So as you're going through seasons, you may not understand what the greater purpose is. You will only understand later. How often have you gone through seasons and you look back and you're like, oh, that's why I had to go through that for where I am now. And that's how I'm understanding, or at least how the Lord is ministering to me with regards to Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. It's just knowing that every season is a small component of the bigger picture, and that He makes everything beautiful for its own time. So even in the winter seasons of your life, there is something beautiful that will come out of that. Absolutely every single time, if you're open to it. You can go through your winter season absolutely miserable and miss what God is doing, right? Or you can adapt and seek the best path, the best way to live through that season. And what that would look like is seeking God, understanding why you're going through what you're going through, asking Him what He needs you to do, what the lessons are, and how you are to overcome the obstacles that you're faced with. And also knowing and trusting that what you're going through is for a reason, because God has made everything beautiful for its own time, right? And He's planted eternity in the human heart. We are all headed towards eternity, towards the ultimate goal and plan of the Lord, which is to spend eternity with Him. One of my favorite scriptures is in Revelation chapter 22, where the Lord speaks about coming to dwell among His people. I remember reading that recently and thinking, wow, from the time that the fall happened in the garden, the Lord has been longing to dwell among His people. He's been longing to walk with us every day, to have us be in His presence. And that's the ultimate goal for us, to go back to that beautiful communion with the Lord. So that's what I believe having eternity planted in our hearts means. So go through your seasons with the best attitude. That's the key thing. Go through whatever season you're going through with the best attitude. No matter what the season looks like, no matter what discomforts there may be, know that they are there for a reason, and that the Lord makes all things work together for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. So that is the message for today, and I pray that it blesses whoever it's for. I will see you all in the next video. Always remember that God is a good Father. He loves you so much because you, my friends, are so deeply special to Him.